cameras, a card or chip system to access the gate, and upgrades to the facility necessary for safe use by the Montreat community.
Is there a second? This is seconded by Commissioner Benson. Discussion?
Right there on the first line, to instruct town staff to continue to investigate options for secure Montreat public use.
Yeah, and that's it. By the Montreat community.
Well,
you want it twice, that's fine. Yeah.
Montreat public.
And as I understand it, we have already, town staff's already done a lot of work on looking into some of these figures in the past. So it would just mean upgrading and checking it out again, see where we are. Okay.
Commissioner Campbell?
Yeah, I'd like to say we had a lot of people who had great ideas, and we've gotten them in emails, we've gotten them in phone calls and different things. And I think we need to look at what these different ideas would offer to us, what they would cost, how they would work. When we're looking at long-term decisions, we need to begin to have information ahead. So thank you.
Any further discussion? We have a motion that's been made and seconded. All those in favor of the motion on the floor indicate by saying aye. 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 Any opposed? Hearing none, the motion passes 4-0. That concludes the new business portion of the meeting, and we're now back to the public comment time. And these will be for anyone who wishes to speak for something that has not been on the agenda for tonight. Mr. Pickett?
Hi, Tanner Pickett, on behalf of Montreat Conference Center. I'm here to present you guys with our voluntary contribution.
This is the most fun thing I've done in a long time.
Probably the biggest check I've held in a while, too.
Okay.
But just want to say thank you guys for mutual beneficial relationships and hard work of the town and support of the community as we just finished up a great summer. Thank you.
And we wish you well on the Martin Luther King, would you like to share something during your 3-minute time you've got here about what's coming up?
Why, sure. In case you guys have not heard, August 21st of this year is the 50th anniversary of Dr. Martin Luther King speaking in Anderson Auditorium. He spoke to a packed crowd in 1965. And so we set out to commemorate that this year. And we have a great event lined up. You've probably seen stuff. Actually, I hope you've seen stuff everywhere. We have John Lewis, Leonard Pitts, Charles Blow, a lot of great people who are going to be here and speak. We're excited about it. It's drawn a whole lot of attention. As of today, we have over 700 registrants. So we are extremely excited. We're really trying to pack Anderson Auditorium and make sure that there's just a lot of conversation about this event. So we invite all of you guys, if you have not registered, please do. Worship is always open to the public. We're going to have a great worship service. And if you are just planning on coming to worship, come by the office and see us, or make sure you go to the front desk. We have special wristbands. Due to the nature of this, we're kind of amping up. Yeah,
Security is the right word. Yeah. Go ahead and say it. We're among friends here.
Well, we're just wanting to make sure that everything is taken care of and that we kind of know who's coming and going. So we just ask that you guys be patient with us, just help us out, and come in kind of through the front door, and look to see you there. Thank you, guys. Thank you.
Thank you.
Mr. Seaman?
Thank you. Steve, you can rest. I'll send you my electronic comments. William Seaman, 425 Appalachian Way. This concerns Montreat Land Care. I think I've got some good news for you. Last Wednesday morning, August 5th, at our monthly Land Care meeting, the prime item of business was to consider whether and how to go forth with an application to become certified as a Tree City USA by the National Arbor Day Foundation. Were Montreat to be recognized, we would be the 401st community in the nation to achieve such status, joining places such as Charlotte, Gastonia, and even Fort Bragg. Tonight I can report to you that your Land Care Committee is unanimous in its recommendation that Tree City status is an appropriate and beneficial opportunity for Montreat. Accordingly, we are developing an application that we hope to present to you for review in September. Briefly, I think you'd like to know how we came to this point as background. We had a mini workshop at our meeting last week, and in fact, Steve Freeman and Barry Kreisman were there, town employees, just to be sure we weren't putting a burden on you guys with Tree City USA, and I think you're on board with that. We considered the 4 Tree City USA standards. 2 of them have already been reached, namely the per capita expenditures that the town presently spends on things such as Christmas tree pickup and tree maintenance on public rights-of-way. And also, we held an Arbor Day this year, so we're good for 2 of them. The other 2 standards are easily achievable and deal with trees that are only on public lands and right-of-way. One will be to designate a community-based tree board, and for that it seems logical for Land Care to assume the role since it is already your de facto tree committee. In fact, when I checked with Weaverville on how we might approach it, they encouraged us to take this approach rather than start a new committee that would drain our volunteers on yet a new kind of task. So finally, the 4th standard, deals with the legal definitions of what the tree committee and the town do concerning public trees. This seems a simple matter of updating the current statute in Montreat concerning this topic. To help our work, we had Eric Muki, the regional forester with the North Carolina Forest Service, with us. He pointed out that as a tree city, Montreat would qualify for certain external funding, and clearly we endorsed the Hemlock proposal going forward. Meanwhile, the program will help town staff become certified in arborist practices and offer educational information, such as the FireWise guidelines for property owners who voluntarily may want to access them. So Land Care is excited about Tree City USA. We hope sending you later this month an application wrapped up in a green ribbon. Thank you.
Bill. And if you want to give that to, or send it to Steve. Any other public comments? Hearing or seeing no one coming to the microphone, we'll move into the commissioner communications. And do any of the commissioners have things they'd like to share tonight?
I'll let Ann go first.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay. And I'll let you pick up on
We usually start that direction.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to follow up with what Mr. Seaman had from Land Care. I was able to attend that meeting, and if you've never met Eric Muki, he is just a delight and very knowledgeable. And I would take one of his certified arborist tests any day. So he really was very wonderful and very helpful. He provided us with a list of websites that we can all access if you are interested in looking at FireWise landscaping. I think we all got the bad news that all of those rhododendron and laurels that we absolutely love that raise, are above our houses are probably the worst thing we can have right next to our houses. So I've put on the back table, I printed out several copies of several brochures. One of them is from the University of Florida. There's anybody who wants any of these, please feel free to pick them up. So this one is back there. There's the FireWise landscaping back there also. There are a couple just quick ones from Alabama and also from Tennessee. They're back there. I also compiled with some of Mr. Muki's comments all of the email addresses of the websites on there. One of these websites is, as he says, if you're more tech savvy than the paper people, you can go on there and talk to the machine about what would be good to plant near your house. And if you're interested in particular size of shrubs and this sort of thing, and it can walk you through that. So I encourage you to pick up this if there's no more of the others available. I know we have shrubs that are dying that are next to the house and we need to replace them. So I wanted these in my files. Also, we still have information back there if you want to donate to the Hemlock Restoration Program. It's never too late. There are envelopes back there that you can use. It will be going through the Cottagers Wilderness and Open Space Committee, all those funds. I think that's it. Also, I wanted to thank Richard DeBose during the This Week in Montreat this summer. I think it was toward the end of the summer. He had a wonderful article in there praising land care for all of it does, and also talking about the Hemlock Restoration Program and encouraging all the members of the community to donate to that program so that we can get it going and save our trees. The other item I wanted to talk about or to report on, actually. On July 28th, the audit committee met and elected new officers, which is why I am speaking and not Mr. McCaskill. We met with Crystal Roberts and Brian Lee from Martin and Starnes. They're our CPA company, will be conducting the audit. And I know Mr. Lee will be returning later this month to work with Mr. Stackhouse on doing the field work. And we are still going for a target date of being able to report and present the audit at the November meeting. And I think that's all I have. Is there anything else I need, Steve? Okay. Martha?
Yeah, and I was going to report on land care, and thank you, Dr. Seaman, for doing my report for me. One thing I was going to mention was also that Barry Creasman and Mike Harrison from our town staff will be attending an urban forestry conference of Greensboro, is that right? As they work toward arborist certification. I think we'll be very fortunate in our community to have the trees that are on our right-of-way and in our public spaces cared for by people who have arborist certifications. So I appreciate that. And I want to second the comments from the Land Care Committee about the public information that was shared through MRA by the This Week in Montreat. We're excited that people are donating to this Hemlock project. We need more money because, as you can tell tonight, we're applying for a grant that needs a $10,000 match. So we want to continue to raise money for that. The Land Care Committee, and Dr. Seaman's the chair, I'm the vice chair, and we're planning an autumn event to educate the member organizations of Land Care about the work of this important town-sponsored community group. You may remember that Land Care, sponsored by the town, includes Montreat College, Montreat Conference Center, Montreat Presbyterian Church's Earth Ministry Program, the Trail Club, the Wilderness Club, a committee, entities in the town that work together on behalf of this cove that we share. So it's an important way that we as a community come together around these projects. So next month on our calendar, we begin planning the 2016 Native Plant Sale and Arbor Day celebration. So good time to look up your plants and be thinking of what you want to do next spring. Reporting from the Presbyterian Heritage Center, the board met August 2nd and 3rd. The Heritage Center had a busy summer with over 1,200 children and youth from the clubs and youth conferences and other groups involved in visits and projects. An exhibit on civil rights and Presbyterians will open on August 21st, the weekend of the MLK conference. And in September, the Heritage Center will open an exhibit entitled Centennial of Education in Montreat, honoring Montreat College during its centennial year. I appreciate that, having a representative from Montreat College here to update us a little bit. The students arrive tomorrow. The freshmen and transfer students arrive tomorrow. Signs are already up reminding them where to go and where to park. So those of us who've either entered college ourselves or helped our children or others enter college will know some of the many emotions and the excitement for tomorrow when you see huge carloads of things trying to be sort of stuffed into very small dorm rooms. So I think it'll be a fun time and you'll see the new students around. Last Friday, I received a request from Ryan Watkins at the college to help with the new student orientation this Saturday. And he and I met again this afternoon working on this. And I'll be working with about 50 of the more than 200 new students on community service projects to benefit the town of Montreat. Saturday, you'll be able to see maybe a little bit less of the invasive knotweed, maybe a little more mulch on the Elizabeth's Path, and some cleanup around the area inside the gate and the memorial gardens. And I appreciate that some in our town community will be involved as we strengthen our ties with the college. The other thing I want to mention is that this year the students have a new fitness center to enjoy. It's in the basement of McAllister Gym. It's available to all the students, and if you haven't seen it, I haven't seen it inside, but the outside, there are new windows in the basement of McAllister Gym. It will no longer look like a dusty skating rink, but a really nice fitness center for the students, and I think that's a great addition for those who are here on campus.
If you want to use the facilities, all you have to do is take a class.
And just hadn't planned on saying anything, but Joe and I normally attend Black Mountain Presbyterian Church, but this past Sunday we made a special time to go and worship with Montreat Presbyterian Church USA. And just as members of this entire community that's here, it's a glorious space up in Upper Anderson Auditorium right now. So no matter where you fit into the structure of the town, we're all here in Montreat together, and it's just a glorious space. As we did the centennial resolution tonight for the college, I can just imagine Dr. Anderson smiling and Mrs. Anderson smiling. So take the opportunity to go up and see that and see the chestnut and the way it was supposed to look like. When you talked about windows, Tim, or Martha, whoever it was talking about windows, to see the windows in light, boy, that's the legacy that we as a community have left for future generations. It will stand the test of time. So that's the end of my comments. Anything else? Basically, if you have the opportunity to look at the meeting dates that we have coming up, the Board of Adjustments are going to be meeting August 27th at the Walk-Up Building. Bi-weekly sanitation ends at the end of this month. Agenda items are due by the 28th. Land care meeting is September 2nd. The agenda meeting is scheduled for the 3rd. The town offices is closed on the 7th. Sanitation will be on Tuesday the 8th. The September town council meeting will be on September the 10th. And tentatively, the Planning and Zoning Commission meeting will be on September 15th. I understand that they're planning on having a number of outside experts come in to help them with their work. And so that could be interesting for those of you who are interested in some of the stormwater control type of issues that planning and zoning is considering at this point in time. So those are the dates that are important. We appreciate your coming out tonight, and things have gotten quiet in town now that the conference center is wrapping up after Martin Luther King, and it feels like a little bit of fall is in the air. I think we're all grateful for that. And if you stayed up late last night for the meteor shower, go home, go to bed. Hope you saw some meteors. Hearing nothing else, I'll entertain a motion for adjournment.
Second.
All those in favor? Aye. Thank you for coming.
Good job.